Hey everybody, welcome to another video. I decided this time to do a voiceover. I've been getting some questions lately on my work process, so I figured it would be easier to just talk about it instead of typing. So some of the questions I've been getting asked is what kind of paper I use. So lately I've been using Arch's watercolor paper. For this piece I used the cold pressed, and then I switched over to hot pressed. I like the hot pressed more because it's smoother and it works better with the type of art that I create. Another question that I've been getting is how I paint my backgrounds. For this painting I used salt in my background, just regular table salt. So what I would do, I will wet my background and then I'll add the paint. While it's still wet, I will add salt to that, and it gives it kind of almost a snowflakey texture. If you do it when the paint's like almost dry, you really won't get that look. So I highly suggest to make sure that your paper is wet before you add the salt. Another texture that I tend to get is, to me it kind of looks almost like a smoky, foggy effect, and I'll go over more on that in another video because I use that a lot, but I just add a lot of water. For my skin tones, I've been getting this question a lot too, is how I paint skin. So I tend to I use the browns. Any kind of brown that I have, I tend to use that. I don't use the pure color. I water it down to where I get like a really light tan, and then I'll start with one layer. And I don't cover the whole thing. I will just cover parts that will have shadows, and then I'll use water to thin out the paint even more to cover the lighter areas, because I try not to have really any type of pure white in the skin tones, because honestly, you look at your skin and nothing's pure white. There's always some sort of color or reflection in your skin. Even if you're sweating or something, it's not going to be, the highlights are not going to be pure white. It's going to be a color reflected off of wherever you're at. So anyways, I just try to kind of cover it, but I'll just slowly build up the colors. I'll get my first layer, and then I'll add a second layer of the same color, the same wash, and then I'll slowly start to add in reds in with the brown, and that kind of just adds a little bit of warmth to the skin and makes it a little bit more fleshy. And again, I'll just keep building the layers, and eventually when I really want to start adding the shadows or the more value, I will add in some blues, or just cool colors in general, sometimes purples, and I'll just kind of mix it a bit with the brown, or I will just paint with a cool color directly onto the paper and just a really light wash, and I'll just kind of blend it with the water. I try to, I really just try to keep things light and then build to dark, because, if you go too dark too quickly, it's hard to take that away. So definitely start from light to dark, and I just slowly just build up values. I try to get the overall skin first before diving into details like eyes or lips. As much as I love painting those are my favorite things to paint, but I try to save those for last to make sure that I got everything else first, and then I'll paint those. And then if I need to, then I can add more values around the face to kind of unify it. But that's pretty much what I use for skin. Really simple. I don't ever use like the red and the yellows and the blues and the mixing. Every time I tried that, I always end up getting skin that was way too orangey or way too pink, and I just went in you know, the more so like the tans, the really light colors. It's something a little bit more natural. I don't ever use black for my shadows. Occasionally I'll use Payne's Gray, but I'll mix that with other colors so it's just not gray, even though that tends to have a cool look to it. I just find if you use black as your shadows, it really makes the rest, it kind of muddies your painting. But again, it also depends on what kind of mood you're going for, what kind of look you're going for. But I try to just kind of add actual colors. But that's pretty much what I use for my skin tones. know I have been getting a lot of other questions in relation to some other paintings, and I will get to those, I promise, whenever I get to the videos that I recorded for those paintings, because I know, like, I've been getting a ton of questions lately on how to paint armor with watercolor. I promise that video is coming up soon. I have recorded my entire process on that, and that will be up soon, like a few videos from now, so stay tuned for that. If you like this painting and would like to own it, it is actually available in my online shop, so just click the link below in the comment section and I'll take you to my shop. And yeah, guys, I'll see you next time. If you have any questions, feel free to add them in the comments or ask them through Instagram, Tumblr, or Twitter, because that's where I tend to get a lot of questions. So anyways, bye guys, have a good day.